the Yellow Bird. Welcome to Your Good Man, Charlie Brown. We have a 10-minute intermission. Oh, and remember, even though the title says Charlie Brown, it's really all about me.
Worry about Charlie Brown. After all, science has shown that a person's character isn't really established till he's at least 5 years old.
But I am 5. I'm more than 5.
Oh well, that's just the way it goes.
The only thing wrong with Charlie Brown is his lack of confidence.
Yes, sir.
His inferiority and his lack of confidence.
Yes, sir.
His clumsiness, his inferiority, and his lack of confidence.
Yes, sir.
His stupidity, his clumsiness, his inferiority, and his lack of confidence.
Yes, sir.
His...
Did you know that Charlie Brown has never pitched a winning baseball game? Never been able to keep a kite in the air. Never won a game of checkers. And never successfully punted a football. Sometimes I marvel at his consistency.
I think Charlie Brown has nice hands.
It is truly a dog's life. I feel so neglected. Charlie Brown never brings me coffee in the morning. Now, Linus, I'd like you to take a good look at Charlie Brown's face. Will you please hold still a minute, Charlie Brown? I want Linus to study your face. Now, Linus, this is what we call a failure face. Notice how it has failure written all over it. Notice the deep lines, the dull, vacant-looking eyes. Study it carefully, Linus. Yes, I'd say that this is one of the finest examples of a failure face that you're liable to see for a long while.
Sometimes I wake up early to watch the sunrise. I think of how pretty it is, how my whole life lies before me, and I get a very positive feeling about things. Like today, for instance. The sky's so clear and the sun's so bright. How could anything go wrong on a day like this?
So wishy-washy.
sit here alone. Of course, the mornings aren't so pleasant either. Waking up and wondering if anybody would really miss me if I never got out of bed. And then there's the night too. Lying there and thinking of all the stupid things I've done during the day. And all the times in between when I do those stupid things. Lunchtime is among the worst times of the day for me. Let's see what I like to eat. Peanut butter. You know, it's sad to say that people who eat peanut butter sandwiches are lonely. I guess they're right. When you're really lonely, the peanut butter sticks to the roof of your mouth. Boy, PTA sure did a good job painting these benches. There's that little redhead girl over there. I wonder what she'd do if I went over and asked if I could sit by her. She'd probably laugh right in my face. It's hard on a face when it gets laughed in. There's an empty seat right next to her on the bench. All I have to do is go over and sit by her. I could do that right now. All I have to do is stand up. I'm standing up. I'm sitting down. I'm a coward. I'm so much of a coward that she wouldn't even think of looking at me. She hardly ever does look at me. In fact, I can't even remember ever looking at me. Why shouldn't she look at me? Is there any reason in the world why she shouldn't look at me? If she's so great and I'm so small that she can't spare one little moment? She's looking at me. Look at me!
No, Frida, you're thinking of the other dress, the one that I wore to Lucinda's party. I'm talking about the one that's very light blue and has a design embroidered around the waist.
I don't remember.
Well, it went out like this, had puffy sleeves like this, and a sash that went like that.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yes, that was when I was ready just the other day when I met Violet.
Lunchtime is among the worst times of the day for me. If that little redhead girl sees me at the stupid bag on my head, she must think I'm the biggest fool alive. But I will never know if she isn't looking at me. I'll take it off quickly and she never noticed it. On the other hand, I'll never know she's looking at me until I take it off. And again, if I never take it off, I'll never have to know she's looking at me. On the other hand, it's very hard to breathe in here. Whoa! She's not looking at me. I wonder why she never looks at me. Oh well, my lunch hour over. It's only at 6. Here's one. 2,863 to go.
Beethoven's nice too. Just imagine, what would you think if someday you and I should get married? Wouldn't you like that if someday we two should get married? Marion was right. Never try to discuss marriage with a musician.
I couldn't decide if I wanted fudge marble, chocolate, rocky road, or vanilla. I decided on fudge marble. Then I had to choose between plain cone and sugar cone. I decided on sugar cone. So then what happens? I walk out and drop the whole thing on the sidewalk. Don't tell me my life isn't a Shakespearean tragedy.
Today is my grandfather's birthday, Lucinda.
How old is he?
63. It's hard to believe he once was a human being.
You know, I think most of us take newspapers too much for granted. I mean, most people just don't realize the miracle that's the modern daily newspaper. It's difficult to put into words why one likes a newspaper.
I like the newspaper because you don't have to turn it on. I got it!
Give me back my blanket.
No, I've got it and I'm going to keep it. This is just the start you need to kick this disgusting habit.
Apparently you haven't been reading the latest scientific reports. Because a blanket to a child is like a hobby to an adult. Many men spend their time restoring antique automobiles, collecting model trains, collecting old telephones, or even studying about the Civil War. I call this playing with the past. Seriously? Certainly, for this is good, and it helps the man cope with their everyday problems. Now, I find that it is absolutely necessary for me to have my blanket back now. So I'm just going to give it a good yank. It's surprising what it can do with some smooth talking and some fast action.
You're such a sweet dog, Snoopy. I could just give you a big fat kiss. But of course you know I can't, Snoopy.
The curse of a fuzzy face.
Happiness is a fleeting thing, Sherman. But I think a man can come closer to it by directing his forces of life to a single goal that he believes in. But you know, I don't think that a man's personal search for happiness is a selfish thing too. Because by achieving happiness himself, he can help others to find it. Does this make sense to you? We had spaghetti at our house 3 times this week.
What would you think, Schroeder, if someday you and I were married and we were so poor we had to sell the piano to buy me saucepans?
Saucepans?
Certainly, you don't expect me to set about housekeeping without a good set of saucepans, do you?
Saucepans?
Well, boys don't have to think about these things. Boys are lucky. Boys never have to think about things like saucepans.
Can't stand it! Just can't stand it!
Here's the fierce jungle ape pounding his mighty chest while the other animals cower in the distance. He throws back his head and is about to fit in a mighty roar. How humiliating.
What's the matter, Lucinda? Well, I don't know. I was jumping rope and everything was all right, and suddenly it all seemed so futile.
I would have made a terrific trophy. It's not fair. It's just not fair. You promised me a birthday party, and now you say I can't have one? It's just not fair!
You're not using the right strategies.
What?
The more you fuss, the worse off you'll be. Why not admit it was all your fault? Why not go up to Mom and say, I'm sorry, dear mother, for I admit I have been bad, and you are right to cancel my party. From now on, I'll try to be good. This is much better than ranting and raving. All it does is proves her point.
I'm sorry, dear mother, for I admit I have been bad, and you were right to cancel my party. From now on, I shall try to be good. I'd rather die!
Beethoven loved the country. He quite often liked to take long strolls into the countryside. He loved the peace and the quiet of the country. They were an inspiration to him.
Give me that ball, you blockhead!
Beethoven had it nice. I'll walk right up to that little red-haired girl and introduce myself. I think I'll introduce myself, and I think I'll ask her if she can come and have lunch. I think I'll introduce myself, and I think I'll ask her if she can come and have lunch with me. I think I'll tell her how I've always admired her. I think I'll flap my arms and fly in.
Yesterday was a dog. Today I'm a dog. Tomorrow I'll still probably be a dog. There's just so little room for advancement.
Each family has a chain of command, Snoopy. And do you know who's the lowest to that chain? Guess. It's the dog. The dog is the lowest to the chain. Do you understand? I said, do you understand that?
They hate it when I stare at them like this.
Delightful. Let me do that again. My blanket and me. It's foolish, I know it. I'll try to outgrow it, but meanwhile, it's my blanket and me. To be queen. When I grow up, I'm going to be the biggest queen there ever was. And I'll live in a big palace with a big front lawn and have tons of beautiful dresses to wear. And when I go to my coach, all the people will cheer and I will shout at them. Lucy, I believe queen is an inherited title. Yes, I'm quite sure that a person can only become queen by being born into the royal family with the correct lineage, so that she can assume the throne after the death of the reigning monarch. I can't think of any possible way that you could ever become queen. Sorry, Lucy, but it's true. And in the summertime, I will go to my summer palace and wear my crown swimming and everything. And when I go to my coach, all the people will cheer and I will shout at them. What do you mean? I can't be queen. It's true. No one should be kept from being queen if she wants to be one. It's undemocratic. There must be a loophole. This kind of thing always has a loophole.
Good grief.
I bet it's just a matter of knowing the right people. I bet a few pieces of well-placed correspondence and I get to be queen in no
I
time.
think I'll watch some television.
I know what I'll do. If I can't be queen, then I'll be very rich. And I'll work until I'm very rich. And I'll buy myself a queendom.
Good.
Yes, I will buy myself a queendom. And I'll kick the old queen out and take over the whole operation myself. I will be head queen. And when I go...
What's the matter, Lucy?
Huh?
What happened to your queendom?
I've decided to give that up. I've decided to devote my life to cultivating my natural beauty.
Will we? With the initials CB on it.
I guess not.
Craig Barrowman will be very disappointed. I can't stand it. Look at them laughing and enjoying their Valentine's. I sent a Valentine to every single person I know this Valentine's Day. And did I get any return? No, not one. Everybody gets Valentine's but me. I give out as many Valentines as dogs. My stomach hurts. Hi, Sally. Oh, Lucy, so depressed. Everything is going wrong. Don't know what to do.
I'm sorry to hear that, Charlie Brown. Well, what I think you need to do is just to flat out admit everything that's wrong with you.
You really think that'll help, Lucy?
Certainly.
All right, I'll try. I'm not very handsome or clever or lucid. I've always been stupid and self-ignorant. I'm not very wise playing baseball or football or stickball or checkball or marbles or ping pong. I'm usually awful at parties. I stand like a stinker, I call for a laugh. I forget to bring a present or I spill the ice cream or I get so depressed that I stand in the street. Oh, how could it possibly be? What's a person that's totally, utterly flawed as me?
Well, that's okay for a starter.
A starter?
Certainly, you don't think that mentioning these few superficial failings is going to do any good to you. Why, Charlie Brown, you have to delve. You're stupid, self-centered, and moody. You're terribly dull to be with.
Yes, I am. And nobody likes me, not Rita or Shermie or Linus or Schroeder
Or Lucy.
or Snoopy.
Or Snoopy.
Now wait a minute. Snoopy likes me.
He only pretends to like you because you feed him. That doesn't count.
Or Snoopy. Oh, was I gorgeous to me? What's a person that's totally, utterly...
Wait! You're not very much of a person.
That's certain.
And yet there is reason for hope.
There's hope.
For although you're no good like me, and neither sugar happy like Sydney or lovely like me, you have the distinction to be no one else but the singular, remarkably unique Charlie Brown.
I mean...
Yes, that's amazingly true. For whatever it's worth, Charlie Brown, you're you.
Gosh, Lucy, you know something? I'm starting to feel better already. You're a true friend, Lucy. True friend.
That'll be 5 cents, please. Hi, Snoopy. How's the fella? Hi, Snoopy. Cute doggy. What do you think, Tiger? Hi, Fuzzy Face. Aw, you're so cute. Nobody ever calls me Sugar Lips.
Homework. Yuck.
Book report on Peter Rabbit.
Report on Peter Rabbit. Report on Peter Rabbit.
other people's name was McGregor. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
In examining works such as Peter Rabbit, it's important that the superficial characteristics of its story simply plot should not be allowed to blind the reader of its deeper motivations. In this report, I plan to discuss the sociological implications so great to drive an otherwise mortal rabbit into performing acts of thievery, which he knew were consciously against the law. I also hope to discuss the personality of Mr. McGregor and his conflicting roles as a humanitarian and a farmer.
If I start writing now when I'm not really rested, it could upset my thinking, which is no good at all. I'll get up to start tomorrow when it's not due till Wednesday, so we'll have all of Tuesday and this always happens. I should be outside playing. I surrender. Be lots of pressure if I wait till tomorrow. I should start writing now, but if I start writing now when I'm not really rested, it could upset my thinking, which is no good at all.
The name of the rabbit was Peter. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, yes!
Down came the staff on his head, smash! It rocked, fell like a sack full of lead, crash! The sheriff laughed and he left me for dead. But he was wrong.
35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40!
Just then an air of the wind, whee! It was a sign for the fight to begin, see? And then it looked like the sheriff could win, but not for long. Away they ran, just like rabbits who run a lot, as you can tell from the story of Peter Rabbit, which this report is about. How do they expect us to write a book?
There were vegetables
in your in just 2 days.
such as carrots and spinach and onions and
How can they and birds and larks and vegetables?
parsnips
And so we fed them in so many ways.
Not to mention the extreme pressure exerted on
you telling me?
Huh?
Why are you telling me?
Why are you telling me? I like it. Why are you telling me? That's your philosophy. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me my new philosophy? The teacher gave it to me on last week's homework. She said, Miss Sally Brown, your grades are going down. I could have told her my new philosophy. Miss me, I'm she. Look, see, a D, a D. Well, why are you telling me? And that's my new philosophy. That's your new philosophy. Why are you telling me my new philosophy?
That's great, Sally. Now we will practice Chopin's Nocturne in B flat minor.
No, I like it. No, no, no. Yes, I mean, no. Just like a busy bee, each new philosophy can fly from tree to tree and keep me moving. When life's a dizzy maze on alternating days, I choose a different way.
Your new philosophy.
My new philosophy.
But Sally, some philosophies are simple. Man does not live by bread alone. And some philosophies are clear.
Leave your message at the sound of the tone. Some philosophies pick and choose, deciding what goes in it.
Some take a lifetime.
Mine take a minute.
But Sally, anything that takes only a minute can't be very lasting. For instance, Beethoven took over 2 years to play his brilliant Ninth Symphony.
No, can't stand it. I can't stand it. I like it. It's like a guarantee. My new philosophy. And things have changed me a whole lot brighter. Oh yeah, that's what you think? Why are you telling me? No, I can't stand it. Now life is free and easy. Much more philosophies with my brand new. You know, someone has said that we should live each day as if it's the last day of our life.
It's the last day. This is it. I only have 24 hours left to live. Help me! Help me!
Clearly, some philosophies aren't for all people. And that's my new philosophy. All right, everyone, out for rabbit chasing.
Oh, good grief.
Come on, Snoopy, tonight, just a day to chase rabbits. The air is clear, the sun is shining, the fields of woodlands wide open and inviting.
If it's such a magnificent day, then why waste it on the rabbit?
Come on, Snoopy. Where is that thrill of the chase? Where's your spirit of adventure? What kind of dog are you?
I'm a sleeping dog. You take it from there.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Wasting a perfect day like this. The sun is fresh. The trail is clear. Let's get out there and track this big old rabbit.
Well, I get the feeling they're determined. Well, if that's what they want, they might as well get their money's worth.
I wish Snoopy got to see lots of games today.
I hate to disillusion them, but I don't even know what a rabbit smells like. for you, Charlie Brown. Why don't you tell the team that we're playing at a certain place, only it isn't the real place, so that when they don't show up, we win by forfeit. Isn't that a good strategy? I don't understand these managers who don't want to use good strategy.
The thing we need to remember is spirit, teamwork. Not sure if we really grit our teeth to bear down. Sure we could.
Charlie Brown, is Lucy going to pitch again? Because if she is, I quit. You know what she does? She's always calling me out for conferences on the mound. I go out there, see? I go out there for a secret conference on the mound. Do you know what she does? She kisses me on the nose.
Not sure if we really grit our teeth to bear down. I'm sure we could.
Perhaps you shouldn't be playing manager, Charlie Brown. Perhaps you should be a bench manager.
Hey, that's a good idea, Charlie Brown. You could be the bench manager. You could say, bench, do this, or bench, do that. And when we get out on the playing field, you could say, put the bench here, or put the bench there.
I can't stand it.
What's the sense of our playing? No, we're going to lose. Even if there's a 1,000,000 to 1 chance we might win, it would make some sense.
Well, there may not be a 1,000,000 to 1 chance, but I'm sure there's a 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance. Come on, guys, give me a T. T. Give me an E. T. Give me an A. A. Give me an M. M. What do you got?
Team! There is no team like the best team, which is our team right here. We will show you we're the best team of the very little league this year. And in no time, we'll be big time with the big league baseball stars. For all we have to do is win just one more game, and the championship is ours.
Dear Pen Pal, you'll never guess what happened today at the baseball game. It's hard to believe what happened to me at the baseball game. I was the manager, shorter was catcher, and all of the team was the same.
As always.
But somehow or other, disaster struck at the baseball game.
Come on, Charlie Brown.
Okay, catch it! Three balls, 2 strikes, the bases were loaded with 2 men out. I pitched my curve, but somehow she hit it a good, strong clout. Lucy, I hollered, is coming, I see it, she's coming, that's easy and fine.
They dropped it!
I don't think it's good for team morale to see their manager cry. Snoopy helped out by fighting a runner and catching the ball in his teeth. Linus caught one from a surgery window by holding his blanket beneath.
Yes, they had boredom too. No one could argue with that.
And 1 run would win the game as I came up to bat.
Come on, Charlie Brown. We're all behind you. Sort of. I mean, this man can't pitch. He pitches like my grandmother, Charlie Brown. Come on, just hit the ball. I mean, I'm serious. Look at him. He's a loser. Come on. If you don't win this game, I'm going to ground you to a pulp. Just hit it. And the championship is ours.
2 men were on with 2 outs and me with 1 strike.
to you now that you're not even aware of when you're being crabby. But it's true just the same. You are a very crabby person, and you are crabby with just about everyone you meet. Now, I hope you don't mind me saying this, Lucy, and I hope you'll take it in the spirit that's meant. But I think we should all be open to any opportunity in life to know ourselves better. I think Socrates was very right when he said that one of the first rules for anyone in life is know thyself. Well, guess I said about enough. Hope I haven't offended you or anything.
Well, what's Socrates got to do with it anyway, huh? Did he ever get to be king? Tell me that. Did he ever get to be king? Did he ever get to be king? Who was Socrates anyway? Know thyself, huh?
Hey, Snoopy! You want to come out and help me get my arm back in shape? Now watch out for this one. New fastball.
Now, Charlie Brown, I'm conducting a survey, and I wonder if you mind answering me a few questions.
Certainly, Lucy.
This first question is, on a scale of 0 to 100 using a standard of 50 as average, 75 as above average, and 100 as exceptional, where would you rate me with regards to crabbiness?
Well, Lucy,
Your ballot's not needed to be signed, and all answers will be held in strictest confidence.
Well, still, Lucy, that's a very hard question to answer.
You may have a few moments to think it over, or we can come back to the question if you like.
I think I'd like to come back to it if you don't mind.
And regarding my personality, would you say that it is A, forceful, B, pleasing, or C, objectionable? Would that be A, B, or C, Charlie Brown? What would you answer that, Charlie Brown? A, B, or C?
I guess I'd have to say forceful, Lucy.
Forceful, I see. Well, let's see. Now, and regarding my beauty, would you say that I am A, stunning, B, or C, intoxicating?
Well, you look fine to me, Lucy.
Beautiful, I see. Well, we'll just put a check mark next to that then. Now, back to that first question. On a scale of 0 to 100 using a standard of 50 as average, 75.
I remember the question, Lucy.
Well, 51. 51 is your crabbiness rating. Thank you very much then. Your cooperation has been greatly appreciated.
Certainly, anytime. Come on, Snoopy!
Oh, wait, one more thing. Would you answer yes or no to the question, is Lucy Van Pelt the sort of person you would like to have as president of your club or civic organization?
Oh, yes, by all means, Lucy.
Yes, well, thank you very much.
Bye.
Well, who asked you? Now let's see. If I add these two columns, ooh, I can already feel myself being filled with a glow of self-awareness. Oh, Frida, I'm conducting a survey, and I wonder if you'd mind.
110. See? Or Nelly Bob. No. And what are you about that dent you made my bicycle?
Wow, word of these surveys sure gets around fast. Oh, Linus, I'm conducting a survey, and I wonder if you'd mind answering me for a few questions.
Sure, go ahead.
On a scale of 0 to 100 using a standard of 50 as average, 75 as above average, and 100 as exceptional, where would you rate me with regards to crabbiness?
You're my big sister, Lucy.
That's not the question.
No, but that's the answer.
Come on, Linus, just answer the question.
Look, Lucy, I know that if I give any sort of an honest answer, you're just going to slug me.
Linus, a survey that is not based on honest facts is like a house that's built on a foundation of sand. Now, would I be spending my time to conduct a survey if I didn't expect complete candor on all of the responses? I promise not to slug you.
95.
No decent person should be expected to keep their word with rating over 90. Now let's see. If I add these two columns, that gives me my answer. It's true. I'm a crabby person. I'm a very crabby person, and everybody knows it. I've just been spreading crabbiness everywhere I go. I'm a super crab. Oh, it's a wonder I still haven't even any friends or even associates. Oh, no. Where did I go wrong? How could I?
What's the matter, Lucy?
Don't talk to me, Linus. I don't deserve to be spoken to. I don't deserve to breathe the air I breathe.
That's not true.
Really? Give me one honest answer on why I should go on living on the face of this earth.
Well, for one, you have a little brother that loves you. Every now and then I say just the right thing.
But I'm sure Lucy knows that she can't be crabby anymore. Where is everybody? I told them to be here. Everybody's not here. Then we can't rehearse and we can't sing at the assembly tomorrow. Charlie Brown, Lioness, Lucy.
Give me that pencil, you blockhead! Not till you promise to give me back my crayons. That's my best pencil, you. If you don't give me that pencil, I'll tell Sally what you said about her.
Stop that! We've got to rehearse. You're late.
What'd you say about me, Linus?
He said.
No! Stop! Quiet! I'm sorry I'm late! There's no time to be sorry!
He said.
Quiet! No, stop! Okay. Now remember, this is a mood piece. We must paint a picture with music and words. And concentrate! Now remember, adagio con brio. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play. Give me my pencil, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. You gave me that pencil, you blockhead! Home, home on the range. Give me my pencil, where the deer and the antelope play. What are you trying to do? Stifle my freedom of speech? Seldom is heard. Give me my pencil. Discouraging words, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
What pencil?
No! Oh, give me a land.
Give me that pencil.
Where the bright and then flows leisurely down the street.
Now, why did you say Sally's pencil?
Where the graceful white swan goes gliding along.
What did he say?
He said you were an enigma.
An enigma? Enigma?
Boy, that makes me what a terrible thing to call. What's an enigma? Oh no, it's an enigma.
Hey, he still got my pencil. Antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Why is it that I always have my supper in a red dish and my drinking water in the blue? One of these days I'm just gonna have to have my supper in the blue dish and my drinking water in the red. Life's just too short not to live it up a little.
Hey Franklin, did you fill out those papers Miss Offmeyer gave us in school today?
I put down my name, address, and our postal zone.
Well, what'd you put where it said family doctor?
I wasn't too sure, so I put down Dr. Seuss. My teeth are tingling again. I feel like I just got a bite somewhere or I'll go start getting mad. And I know that society frowns at such a thing. So what happens? I'm stuck with tingling teeth.
A C. A C? I got a C on my coat hanger sculpture? How could anyone get a C in coat hanger sculpture? May I ask a question? Was I judged on the piece of sculpture itself? If so, is it true that time alone can judge a piece of art? Or was I judged on my talent? If so, is it fair that I be judged on a part of my life over which I have no control? If I was judged on my effort, then I was judged unfairly, for I tried as hard as I could. Or was I judged on what I learned from this project? Then, were not you, my teacher, also being judged on your ability to transmit your knowledge to me? Are you willing to share my C? Perhaps I was being judged on the quality of the coat hanger itself, out of which my creation was made. Now, is this not also unfair? Am I to be judged on the quality of the coat hanger used by the dry cleaning establishments to return our garments? Is this not the responsibility of my parents? Should they not share my C?
What is that?
Thank you, Miss Ottmeyer. The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
I hate cats. To me, cats are the crabgrass of the lawn of life. I'm a cat hater, a cat despiser, and a cat loather. And I'm also scared to death of them. Just kidding. Here's my little baby brother. Mine is with his silly little blanket.
There's your little brother with his silly blanket.
Well, you know how babies are with their blankets.
Baby Linus! I'm Count Dracula from Transylvania!
Sometimes I think we'll just pull up stakes, brighten our horizons, lit it up a little bit. But something binds me back to this spot. That old supper dish.
Oh, hi, Linus, where are you going? Lucy's teaching me, Charlie Brown. She says that it's her sister's responsibility for the education of her little brother. So she's teaching me. Boy, is she intelligent.
Come along, Linus. See this tree? It's called a fir tree. It's called a fir tree because it gives us fur for coats. It also gives us wool in the wintertime.
That's very good.
This is an elm tree. It's very little, but it will grow up into a giant tree. An oak. You can tell how old it is by counting its leaves.
Gosh, Lucy, that's very fascinating. You're great.
And way up there, those fluffy little white things, those are clouds. They make the wind blow. And way down there, those tiny little black things, those are bugs. They make the grass grow. Boy, that's right. Around all day long, tugging and tugging, and each time you see them, they'll grow into a great tall blade of grass. And this thing here, it's called a hydrant. They grow all over, and no one seems to know just how a little thing like that gives so much water. Do you see that bird? It's called an eagle. But since it's little, it has another name, a sparrow, and on Christmas and Thanksgiving we eat them.
Lucy, how can you say that? I'm sorry, but I can't stand your idling listening while
With their little starving planets, that fall for showers. And when it's cold and winter is upon us, snow comes up, just like the flowers.
Now, Lucy, I know that drum started to come up.
It comes down. After it comes up, the wind blows it around so it looks like it's coming down. Snow comes up, Charlie Brown. Snow comes up. Lucy, to the back to make the tree go faster. Come along.
My stomach clock just went off. It's supper time and Charlie Brown has forgotten to feed me. Here I lie, a withering hollow shell of a dog, and there sits my supper dish, empty. But that's alright. He'll remember. When no furry break comes to greet him after school, then he'll remember. And I'll rush out here to the doghouse. But it'll be too late. There'll be nothing left but the dry carcass of a former friend. He used to run and play so happily with him. Nothing left but the bleached puppy bones.
Hey, Snippy, you asleep or something? I've been waiting here a whole minute.
Supper time. Supper time. Behold the people on the end, which is brought Lord to ease our hunger. Behold the glowing glass voices, which has been singing to sleep.
There's no need for big instructions. Guilty Girl has a teacher.
It's supper time, yeah, it's supper time. Oh, it's supper time, very best time of day. It's supper time, yeah, it's supper time. And when supper time comes, can supper be far away? Bring on the soup, just bring on the cup, bring on big nap, down here, 'cause it's supper time. Bring on the jumbo, bring on the bone, bring on the bear, run round me home, 'cause it's super duper supper time. Wintertime's nice with the ice and cold. Summertime's nice with the place to go. Bedtime, overtime, half time, but they just can't hold a candle to summertime. Oh yeah. Bring on the hair, bring on the blood. Puppy little puppy loves everyone. 'Cause it's
Now, Snippy, cut that out! Now cut that out! Why choose to eat your meal quietly and calmly like any other normal dog?
so much fun to make mealtime a joyous occasion. A choo 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 choo.
I don't know, Linus. It looks like an airplane to me, the way the lights are blinking on and off. Schroeder, is that an airplane or a star?
I believe that is a star. But it could be a planet, you know? Or maybe even a satellite. It could be a satellite.
I wonder.
Well, I'll never find out by just sitting here.
Where are you going?
Over here, across the road. I like to sit up here after supper time, listen to the sounds of the night. But something seems to be missing. In my opinion, that's exactly what it needed.
I'm so happy that little red-haired girl dropped her pencil. Has teeth marks all over it. She chose her pencil. She's human. Maybe today hasn't been such a bad day after all. Happiness is finding a pencil.
Pizza with sausage sounds better.
Happiness is learning to whistle.
Tying your shoe for the very first time. Happiness is playing the drum in your
Happiness is having a sister, sharing a sandwich, getting along. Happiness is singing together when day is through, and happiness is those who sing with you. Happiness is morning and evening, daytime and nighttime too. For happiness is anyone and anything at all that's loved by you.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.